Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. My voice is mostly better this week, but it is still a little bit scratchy sometimes. It kind of comes and goes, so just bear with me. I wanted to talk to you today, I mean hopefully briefly, but probably not, about kind of what I've been up to, the things I've been watching, reading, listening to, some stuff I bought recently. I've been asking on Tumblr and stuff and on Patreon about the kind of imagery and the things you like to see in the attic archives, and a lot of it was those things. So I'm going to try and bring that back in again. I've been having kind of a hard time making archive episodes recently. I've been feeling very reclusive and tired, and it's just made it hard to sit down and film bits throughout the week. For a lot of days I just sleep, like I'm having some issues, TM, so I just haven't really been doing it. We are coming up on summer now, which for those who aren't aware is kind of like my seasonal depression era. A lot of people get it really bad in winter, which is very understandable. I get it in the summer when the days are long and the light is never ending, and because I don't sleep much anyway, I just find it very hard. Everything feels like it takes forever, like nothing ends. And I don't like that, so I'm trying to get back into the habit of being more intentional with my time, I guess. I've just been kind of going with the swing of things recently, but now I think with everything coming up I have to be more deliberate, trying to make sure that I don't fall into bad habits, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to get back into the archives as the too long didn't read, and I'm going to show you some bits today. Yesterday I went into London and I saw my friend. I haven't seen her in a little while, but we saw each other yesterday. We had a massive catch up. I didn't film too much, but I did film a bit, so I'll show you now. I met her in Soho. We always meet in Soho. We go to a cafe there called Soderbergh, which is really good. They have big sofas downstairs. They have good coffee. They have cinnamon buns that are fantastic. They have one I saw yesterday that's like vanilla and blueberry. It looked amazing. I still went with cinnamon because cinnamon buns are the love of my life. But it looked well good. I then went to the two CD and record shops that are along that road. I think it might be Berwick Street, but it might not be. I can't remember. To me, Soho is just Soho. But there's two CD shops there. One of them is Sister Ray, and I can never remember what the other one is, which is sad because that's the one I normally buy stuff from. But I picked up some CDs. So I picked up Amnesiac by Radiohead. I just don't have this one yet, so when I saw it for £3, picked it up. Oh, Reckless Records, that's what it's called. There we go. Saved. Picked up a Joy Division compilation album, 1977 to 1980. It just has some of my favourite tracks on it. I definitely have them all already, but it's like when I have favourite bands, and Joy Division is one of them. The Cure is another one, and the Ramones. I always buy duplicates, like I just can't seem to help myself. They're all slightly different, they have different covers and stuff, but when I see it, it's like when I see a Sherlock Holmes book I don't own, I'm just like, oh, I should have that. Maybe a bad habit, one day maybe I'll slim my collections down, but I don't know, some girlies like little trinkets, and I think I just like to have things related to my interests and my favourite people, and I just like to collect them. And then you can have like little stacks of Joy Division CDs, which is what I have, or you can have big stacks of Sherlock Holmes books. The other one I always collect is Oliver Sacks, Dr. Oliver Sacks. I have so many Oliver Sacks books. So Romeo and Juliet soundtrack, or Romeo plus Juliet, it's just phenomenal, isn't it? It's such a good soundtrack. The first track is literally by garbage. You just can't fight with it. It's so good. There's Radiohead tracks on here too, a couple of them. Like it's no notes. I saw that and I was like, well, obviously that's coming home, because that's the kind of compilation I would love to listen to on an afternoon. When you don't want to listen to one artist the whole afternoon, something like this is just phenomenal for working. I then, in my local CD shop, these ones aren't from Soho but from Reading, Sound Machine. I really like it. Buy most of my CDs secondhand, for those who don't know, and I popped in there last week I think, and I picked these three up. So I've got I Might Be Wrong live recordings by Radiohead, which is great. Love live recordings when it's more static than anything else. more feedback sounds. I love it. Just noise. I got Dirty by Sonic Youth, obviously the classic. Don't have this one yet, so I picked that up. And the cover obviously is cool. I like that it came in an actual case and not a digipack. And then I got this double album by Sigur Rós, which is like very vibey, atmospheric music for those unfamiliar. Again, this is one on an afternoon when I'm working. I just quite like the soft sounds and the weird wailing ghost music. It's very, very good. If you know me, then you know that's a compliment and not a weird insult. So, but those are the CDs I picked up recently. I hope that's interesting for you. People have been asking about it, so that's kind of what I've been listening to. Normally when I pick up something new, I listen to it for a few days on repeat. So I've been listening to these three, excited to enter these three into my loop. Very cool stuff, very cool. The CD gods were with me these last 2 weeks. The next thing I want to talk about is books. I'm reading this one currently. I have just shy of 90 pages left. I read the first one while I was in Canada and it was really good. I wasn't sure I liked it at first, but the more I reflect on it, the more I think I actually did really like it. Enjoying this one the same way. I've kind of hit a wall with it because I read the first, like, how many pages? So I read the first like 600 pages really fast, hoping for some resolution to the cliffhanger we got, and it was really sad. This whole book is basically about like grief and loss and pain and anger, and I was like, ouch, first of all. But it was a really good read, and then I was waiting for things to like not settle down but for some resolution to the pain and then like it just never came, and then eventually it did, and then I was so relieved. I kept reading and reading and reading, like watching it play out, and then now I only have 100 pages left and I like almost can't be bothered to read them because I worked so hard. Like I really stormed through the rest of it, and now I'm just kind of like, okay. Did read a bit on the train yesterday, so I will finish it. As I say, it's only 90 pages. I can handle 90 pages, but it's been really good. I would recommend this series if you haven't heard of it. The third book actually comes out, I think, in like 20 days, which is pretty cool. So I guess I'll read that too. For the time being, as an intermediary book, I picked up Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I think I read the, how do you call it, the blurb, the descriptions on Goodreads and stuff. And it seemed pretty cool. I tend not to read the reviews these days because you seem to get a lot of like review piling on Goodreads now. People love to either love something to a fault, like they hype something up and then you read it and you're like, what is this? Or they really love to jump on the hate train and everyone hates it. So I try not to read it. They're quite polarizing these days. It sounded pretty good, and I think I saw some mutuals had read it. Some friends on Goodreads had read it and they rated it well, so I picked that up to try. And then after that, I think I'll be reading the new All Souls book that comes out in June or July. I think it's June. I hope it's June. If you don't know, All Souls is one of my favourite series of all time. It used to be the All Souls trilogy. It's a discovery of witches. That's the first book. They made a Sky TV show out of it. You might have heard of that, if not the books. I read them for the first time, I think the summer before I went to university, and they just really hit me in a way. Very impactful books for me. I really, really like them. So I'm excited for that. I had no idea there was going to be another book, and then someone let me know and I was like, oh my god, I had no idea she was still working on it. So super excited. My throat is getting kind of funny, bear with me. The other thing to mention is that in the end, I did move my Canada pages into the second archive binder, just because when I was flipping through the pages, they were catching, and I don't love that. I'm glad I filmed a flip through with it all together, but the fact that it was all catching together was stressing me out a little. So I moved these pages into the next binder. I think this one actually has 5 months in it because it has December. So it's still the 4 months that I wanted from the start of January through April, which is good. And then I can have like 4 or 5 binders a year, 3 or 4 binders a year. But I think a little overflow into a new binder is okay, just for the sake of not damaging the pages. So I'm not too worried. Hopefully then April through August, is that 4 months? Will fit in this binder. That's my plan. And then the next thing, I think the last thing I want to talk about is this cover I got from Naya Papery. I will put that out on the screen. I got it custom made. It's really exciting because I've been in my Filofax for so long now. We're coming up on 5 months. Are we on 5 months? It will be 6 months. Will it be 6 months? No way. December through May. Is that 6? Okay, we're coming up on some length of time. Obviously, I've filled an archive binder. I am still feeling more content than I have in years. I'm so scared to jinx it all the time, but I do feel really content. I'm very happy with how I'm working. I've actually been working in one book long enough, one system long enough to start getting hate about it on Tumblr. Very cool. or for people to start getting cross. It's not really hate, it's just like people are starting to get cross about it because it's boring. I am so happy that I've gotten to the point where I can be boring in my choices. Last year was really turbulent for me. It was hard. I was not having a good time. I was testing a lot of things and it helped a lot of people, which is very, very cool. But in myself, I was not happy with how I was doing in my books and stuff. I do think it was kind of inevitable. I think it was kind of invaluable. I learned enough to then, when I came to this time, I had all the backup and the practice and the theory and everything, the experience worked out to just jump into it, and now it's solid. So I don't regret it, but I am kind of like embarrassed when I look back on it. I really appreciate that a lot of people send me emails and messages and stuff and leave comments to let me know that they were able to watch it all and it helped them work out what they need. So I'm clinging to that. But I am very, very relieved this year, basically, that I feel so content. So I thought it would be nice to invest in a couple of covers, because now I change covers instead of systems or books, which is very, very nice, much more preferred. I have a couple of Filofax covers. I don't prefer them, to be honest. I think there's always small things that niggle me about them. They're good enough, don't get me wrong, but like it's just small things, like how the clasp is always very small. It bothers me, like the really skinny clasp. I prefer a bigger clasp, I think, which is such like a silly thing to pick at, but when you're aesthetically driven and autistic, it does kind of be like that. And then sometimes the rings are a bit small too, that kind of thing. In other brands, you tend to get more width as well. So then, because my pages are atypical in size, they're Franklin Covey compact, so they're slightly wider than Personal. It means that they fit better in a lot of other brands than Filofax. So, you know. I hope Filofax will make some more cooler, trendier looking covers, but at the moment, sometimes they just bother me. I feel like they're almost there, but just not quite. Like, they have so much potential, but anyway. I then have my Moterm, which I've been using up until this point. I think I got it maybe in February. And I've used it all up until now. I only changed this on Wednesday. And I really love it, no complaints there. People ask me a lot what I think of it, and I think it's solid, 10 out of 10. I was really happy with it. But it's a bit like having different pairs of shoes to wear for your mood, or having different daily jewelry to switch between. It's just nice to have options and to change things up a little bit, to have things feeling fresh or a little bit special and fancy. So I commissioned, or I got a custom made by Naya Papri. She had uploaded a video on Instagram, like a reel of a cover she made in black suede like this for someone else. I can't remember if it was rings or if it was like for traveler's notebook or something, but it was really cool basically. And I wondered if she would be able to make one for me, or if they would be able to make one for me. It's a small business based in Tunisia. And they said they could make it, so I ordered it and it came on Wednesday and I am so excited. I'll show you. So it's black suede. And it's really pretty. It's really soft. I was worried it would give me the ick, as I say, but it's so soft. It reminds me of like crushed velvet. It's so nice. And then what I did was get this pocket on the front. I say I did, it's not, it's based on that video she made. So I got the exact same thing, but has this pocket on the front, which is very, very cool. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm really happy it's there. That was a big thing for me. I thought that was amazing. I also really like that all of the fixtures are gold. That's very exciting, because on my Moterm, even though I got some gold rings for it, all the fixtures are still silver, so then you end up with this like mixed metal effect, which I don't always love. I came to terms with it, but I didn't love it. But this is all gold the whole way through. It's so pretty. Inside, I have this zip pocket, and I've moved my charm over. Super smooth zip. This little PVC pocket here. The business card pockets, there's a folder on this side, and it comes through here. And then there's another pocket that's sealed in here. So there's so much pockets. There's so many pockets. These are the gold Krause rings, and they're so pretty. The Moterm ones I got were very like yellow gold. It was very like costume jewelry gold. It was kind of like, I didn't really like them. These Krause ones, I think that's what they're called. I think they're kind of expensive. They're really nice. The color is definitely more laid back, if you will. It seems nicer. I like it a lot. I like the finish on it, the effect. It's very pretty. I'm really excited to finally have gold rings that I like. And then if we move all my pages over, there's another PVC business card pocket here. There's this one, like a little folder. I normally put stickers behind there, and then there's a big one at the back too. Pen loop, obviously, and then the back is just as it is. That's the little logo. It's so cute. I'm so happy with it. I'm really excited. I've never had a custom made planner cover before. I'm really glad that I feel content enough to let myself get to this point, I guess. Nothing as custom as this anyway. I've had handmade ones before, but not like custom. I'm really excited. Yeah, it just feels kind of special and fancy. I guess it's that suede effect. It looks like velvet. It just feels very, very cool. Yeah, the other cover I bought to try is from a Japanese company. I think I saw Lindsay with it, Lindsay Scribbles. I'll let you know when that one arrives and I'll update you how I feel. This one has quite big rings. I think the Japanese one has much smaller rings. It's not a plotter, it's a different brand, but I'll show you when it comes. It'll be nice, I think, to have an option with bigger rings and then one with smaller rings. Sometimes the big rings can be kind of a lot. And then I guess as an end thing quickly, in my planner at the moment, I've been finally putting stars on the months as they pass. And then I made these little dividers basically for myself. I'm going to put my Midori tabs on these. I have one for notes and observations, so that's my daily pages. And then I have one for references, so that's where all my book reviews and stuff are. And then I have one for autism inserts, which I'm still working on. At the moment in my daily pages, I just have like 3 pages because I took everything out for the archive. It's the 2nd of May today. These are the last couple of April pages. But I can add some stuff for May, which will be cool. I printed the calendar and stuff already. It's in here. Super good. At the moment, I've been watching Sugar on Apple TV with my dad. It's like a neo-noir detective thing with Colin Farrell. Very good, very gritty, very drama. Not sure what it's telling us. I think it's like spy adjacent, if you know what I mean. It's very like there's some kind of mysterious organization. It's very cool. I think there's only 2 episodes left to go and things are getting kind of tense. People are working with people we didn't expect, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that wraps up. And then I don't have a picture reference, but I watched Dead Boy Detectives on Netflix. It's in the same universe as The Sandman. I love the Sandman TV show. I love the comics. It means a lot to me as an unslept person chronically. I find a lot of comfort in the show and in the comics, but I don't want to get too excited about Dead Boy Detectives. It was really good, but Netflix cancels everything I care about, so I dare not be too excited about it, to be honest. It's a bit sort of nerve-wracking. I will say I think the Lockwood kids would have gotten on really well with Dead Boy Detectives, and also when I was watching it, the one kid, the more modern one, Charles, he's from the 80s, and he was talking and I immediately clocked that he was from Northwest London, and then I looked it up and he was the actor. He sounds like me when I talk. I don't know if I sound very London when I talk in the videos. I think when you know you're talking to an audience, or to you know, when you're gonna put it out there, you tend to talk a bit nicer, a bit better maybe. You talk a bit more properly. But when I talk to my brother and my family and stuff, or my friends that are from London, I think I sound a lot more London. I can hear it because sometimes my dad says something that he's picked up from me and I'm like, oof, that's very London. But Charles is from Northwest London, me too. So there we go. I don't know, as someone who gets a little homesick for London sometimes, when I hear it, I'm like, that hurts and is so comforting in equal amounts. So shout out to Charles's character and his actor. Very cool spooky show, very much like reminiscent of like Lockwood and Co. And what's the other one I was thinking of? I guess Shadow and Bone, ever so slightly, but again, we can't talk about that because it hurts. Hopefully they're going to renew it because it ended on kind of a cliffhanger and I would like to see what happens. Otherwise, I guess I'll pick up the comics. So, Death and Despair were both in it from the Sandman series as little cameos, so that was very cool. I was like screaming, crying, throwing up a little bit. Nothing else in here apart from a couple of book reviews. The dark stuff I read, which is about bogs and peatlands, and then the Book of Azrael, which is the first one of that series I showed you. So that's what I have going on this week. Today I want to print some of my autism inserts that I've been working on for myself, in the hopes that then next week, when I'm feeling more settled and less ill, hopefully, I can start back work on that properly. I know that quite a few people on Patreon especially have been waiting really patiently. Thank you. It's taken me ages. Everything takes me ages, but I've been working on them in the background and I've done quite a lot. I've just been filling out some of my own pages to try and like get back in touch with them. And then I can hopefully wrap those up soon. Basically, this week was kind of resting and feeling stuff out, catching up with my friend, and then next week I want to get back to work, TM. So hopefully that's going to go according to plan. I will say it's like May 2nd, and on like April 31st it literally got so warm in the attic overnight. I came upstairs in the evening to get ready for bed, and like the transition from the hallway to the attic, like the heat, the wall of heat you had to walk through, so that's not exciting. Had to bring the fan back upstairs. It's that time of year. I'm like sweating nervously to the truest extent. I don't know, another summer in the attic, I guess. Not looking forward to it, but I am trying to get back on track and stuff, so there we go. Hope that was interesting. I'll add a few more clips of me doing things for the end of the week. I hope your week has been good. If you don't mind, could you let me know what book you're reading at the moment? I feel like I'm getting kind of bored of the genre I've been stuck in. Maybe if you've read anything good in any genre though, I'm not discriminating, but any genre, let me know what you're reading or what you've enjoyed recently. I could do with some recommendations so that I can sort of like stack them up. I often find I read a few books and then I finish it and then I feel a bit stuck in the universe, and then I struggle to find something new to get into, and then I lose months often in the summer where I'm just not reading at all, and it kind of sucks because I just can't be bothered to like look for something else. And then, you know, when you try something and you don't super love it and it kind of puts you off, it's hard. So let me know what you've been reading. Would really, really appreciate it. And it's always nice to, in the comments, for everyone to have recommendations. It's a good time. So there we go. Okay, thank you for watching this video so far this week. I hope you enjoy the rest of it, and I will see you soon. So my second cover actually arrived this morning, which is good timing, I guess, for the video. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping the rings and fixtures were going to be gold. The website was maybe like a little confusing because I think all of the brown covers have gold rings, and then it's only the black one that has silver, which is sad. I found some of the pictures a bit confusing, but then in the description it also just says like that the covers have gold rings. It doesn't change for each item, so it didn't tell me in the description, I guess, that the rings would be silver. In the picture I could kind of see it, but then I was just like, I wasn't sure. I was, you know, worried in advance, but kind of sad. It is Krauss rings again though, which is kind of cool. So I could almost swap them out if I wanted to. The problem being that the rings in my like little custom black suede one are huge compared to the ones in here. These are very small rings. It's not the end of the world, it just would have been nice to have gold. The brown covers are really pretty, and they are really, really pretty with the gold rings and the gold fixtures, but I am not like a brown leather girly, a brown cover girly. I really like the black covers, and it's just so sad that I think a lot of companies think that only businessmen are buying black covers, and therefore things have to be like really minimal and silver, I guess. It seems to be kind of rare, unless you're ordering a custom item, it seems to be kind of rare that you can get a black cover with gold fixtures. It seems reserved for brown, and it's kind of sad. However, having said that, it's not the end of the world. Obviously my Motem had silver fixtures and I was fine with it the whole time. It's not a deal breaker for me. This is still a beautiful cover, and it is a lot smaller like I was hoping. This way I feel like I have a good range of covers. I have my really cute custom black suede one, which feels really special. I have my Motem one, which is super durable and stuff. And this one has smaller rings, which might be nice for things like traveling or carrying it around with me. There's a zip in here as well, which is super nice. Pen fixture, pen loop. These are not business card pockets, it's just stitching, but then they're like on the inside. So it's not the slots that you normally get, but it's like the ones on the side, which is okay. And then there's a big pocket here, and there's also one under here. So it's still really decent pocket-wise. The craftsmanship is phenomenal. The stitching up here is so beautiful. It's really, really, really well made. And it has the button closure too. So, I mean, I do really like it. It's just that I was hoping for gold. But as I say, not a deal breaker, just a small disappointment. I really like that in here it's grey. It's like grey and black. That is very on brand for me. So maybe the gold wouldn't even have looked that good. Maybe that's what I'll have to tell myself. The only thing I'm unsure about, and we can check quickly, is whether or not my pages will actually fit. This cover is like true personal size, I think, and obviously being a Franklin Covey compact. Oh, actually, I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's have a quick look. Let me take like this first chunk out. Oh my god, they're so stiff. I tried to squeeze it shut and it just wouldn't shut. Is it okay? Oh, it's fine. Okay, sick. This is, see, it's really pretty. Big fan. I'm really happy with both of these covers. Very, very cool. Just wanted to update you.